Oh, I'm going live right now.
Uh, Look, we have millions of live viewers at all times.
Well, I just thought I would let you know what's happening. Does it say recording for
Yes,
you?
it says live.
But does it say recording?
Uh, I don't know. It says it's live in the top left corner.
Matthew's gonna go to edit this and just
It's
laugh.
gonna be blank. He's gonna go to edit. They're gonna go to edit. It's gonna be nothing there.
Absolutely. Well, I certainly hope not. All right. Yeah, no, this makes sense. Okay. Do you want to lead it or do you want me to lead it?
Oh God, I can try. Um,
Are you gonna actually try? Or are you just gonna do something, whatever, not even kind of the intro?
I'm gonna try to remember the intro. I've been
Okay.
away.
No, I know you've been away. So yeah,
Uh,
I'd be happy for you to try the intro, but I just
Hello and welcome everyone to this edition of Star Wars Generations podcasts. It's me, Alex Corman, joined by our lovely co-host Erin. Matthew
hey,
is unavailable to join today. They're out of town, so they have left the kids to play.
here we are. And
Uh,
I had to set up the recording set all myself. It was very confusing, but
and
I
my
figured it
laptop
out.
and my laptop isn't working, so I'm going from my phone here, so my audio probably sounds real janky. So we're really
Alex
running
is on
a
iPhone.
tight ship here today.
This may never be released.
It may never. It might just
But
be an echo
today,
chamber. We'll see what Matthew
today.
thinks. I hope that if it is released, though, you'll get to hear that little bit of banter.
Yes.
But yeah. So today we're going to be talking about. I'm going to start that over. So in preparation for the release of the Maul series, we're going to continue talking a little bit about Maul's story. We're gonna basically tell you about what happens to him and talk a little bit about his arc at the end of the Clone Wars. We last left off with him joining forces with his brother Savage after Maul had been found, and Obi-Wan and Ventress kind of kicking their booty and leaving them floating in space. So we're gonna pick up from there and just kind of go through a little rundown, talk about his motivations and where that might leave him come the era that the show takes place in. So,
Yes.
Aaron, where do we leave off after Ventress and Obi-Wan and leave him in the dust? What happens?
Yeah. I just want to point out you said that Ventress and Obi-Wan kicked their ass. They do not. They were actually fleeing and got lucky.
No, 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 no. This was strategic
Yeah.
play by Kenobi and Ventress.
Strategic running away.
No, 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 no.
Kenobi's got the strategy. Ventress has the running away.
And
Combined,
and if that is running away, I will just reference Pirates of the Caribbean, and it is the oldest and noblest of the pirate traditions is to fight, so we can run away.
and I don't mind running away. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying you gave our heroes a little too much credit. These baddies were about to get their ass.
I give Obi-Wan all the credit in the world. He's the best.
That's true.
Well, Anakin's the best, but Obi-Wan's pretty close.
Right. So, yeah, last time we saw them was season 4, episode 21, 22. And then right away, we see them again in season 5, episode 1. That episode, why is my voice cracking?
It's been a long
You're
couple
hearing
weeks
that,
here,
right?
folks. Kind of. I have you very low, so no one can hear the echo.
Okay. Anyways, um, I'll back up. So we saw him in season 4, episodes 21 and 22. That's his revival into the start of season 5. That is where he kills Adi Galia. Actually, Savage kills her by impaling her with his horns,
Which is kind of an
which is
epic death, low key.
it's crazy. It goes crazy, low key, and we
About
just
time the
see,
Dathomirians used their horns for something.
yeah, they do, I guess. But yeah, they just use that opportunity to really show the power of Savage and Maul growing. Mostly also Savage like growing with power. Cuz yeah, there's multiple points where people try to like kick Savage's knee out and I love that just nothing happens. He just kind of like looks at him, he's like, bro.
He's like just a super. He's like if Maul juiced, just like a super buff,
He's like,
impenetrable animal.
and hear me out.
Oh no,
What's his fucking name?
what is it?
He's like a Banified Maul. I'm kind of right.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
Bane
right.
also has someone pulling all the strings.
Yeah. What an interesting connection we've made here this
Oh
evening.
my god. You heard it here first, folks. Bane, Savage, same person,
Very similar.
different franchise.
Different franchises, very similar.
But anyway, they're left floating in space.
Yes, and then the next time that we see them is on Mandalore at the midpoint of season 5, which is where Maul sort of takes over. I'm sorry, did you recently read the recap?
I'm trying to remember. Wait, no, I did not.
I don't
But
have an exact recap.
did the pirates happen before or after Mandalore?
The pirates happened before Mandalore.
The pirates were when she died. Yeah, never mind. All right, we're here. We're on it. We're on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just don't remember talking about Hondo last episode because Maul and Hondo in the same episode was the goofiest thing that ever existed.
It's so great.
I don't remember what episode it is. You're correct, but like, yes, the Mandalorians basically find them drifting, and bring them back to Concord Dawn to try and figure out like who they are, if they can like get money from them, or like whatever the deal is. And Maul and Savage see an opportunity. Mostly Maul sees an opportunity to, in his mind, profit or take over, or he sees strong warriors that he might be able to control down the road. But for now, he
Yeah.
plays nice, and they have a common enemy in Kenobi, basically.
Mm-hmm. So then they try to take over Mandalore, right? They capture the capital and Satine.
Hold on, let's back up just a smidge here, though.
Okay.
When they're
Then
first
stop
kicked,
pausing.
well, no, what I mean is that like when Maul and Vizsla meet up,
Yeah.
they don't really trust each other that much at first, but like basically they had revived, they had like, kind of brought and Savage and Maul to this camp and healed them,
Mm-hmm.
and try to figure out what to do with them. And Maul and them basically through some conversations learn that they have a common enemy in Kenobi, and so like Maul doesn't have necessarily a direct interest in Mandalore specifically, but he does have an interest in one, fucking with Kenobi, and
Mm-hmm.
two, the potential of a strong group, an army that like is loyal to the strongest persons who Maul believes he can be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think at any point does Vizsla actually trust them, but it's
No.
like we can use these Sith warriors to lure Kenobi in and to help kill Kenobi. So like they're in their minds, they're both kind of using the other one, and it's like a battle of wits of who is going to actually win this.
But may I also mention, like, for Pre Vizsla, his goal is to take over Mandalore and to get
Yes,
rid of
yes.
Satine. And Kenobi is the afterthought. But for Maul, this whole program, this whole situation is for Kenobi.
Well, I think
And
it's for
Mandalore and
Kenobi
Satine is an afterthought.
with a secondary goal in his mind at the time of like beginning to build this criminal
Yeah, yeah.
empire of sorts, and he feels like Mandalorian soldiers might be helpful for that.
And he can, like, use their pride and their faith in their
Mhm.
planet to mislead them.
Yeah, so both of them kind of have like, but overlapping goals for the most part. But like definitely like they share common enemies and like want to help each other out, but not really like for the sake of helping the other one, more for their own selfish gain.
Mm-hmm.
So they do devise a plan, as Erin mentioned, where they're gonna like basically, um, Maul and Savage first go to all the different crime syndicates, and there's
Mm-hmm.
like, come help us with this plan. And a bunch of them tell him basically to, with the Black Sun tells him to fuck off basically. And then
Yeah,
Savage decapitates all but one of their counselors. Which again,
right.
kid show. Aaron, is this a kid show?
Yes, it is. I mean, you weren't here last week, but we literally talked about slavery and suicide. Kids show, everybody. Kids
Kid
show.
show. Um, so basically, Maul through blackmail, through murder, through all these different things, gets the Black Sun, the Pikes, and maybe one other group that I'm not remembering, or was it just those two? Maybe it's just those two.
Can't remember off the top of my head.
crime syndicates to join in, and so he basically the plan that Pre Vizsla and Maul come up with is like, we're gonna have the crime families stage an attack on Mandalore. Everything's gonna seem crazy and horrible, and the you know, Satine, Justice Satine, is a pacifist, so she won't fight back. And then the warriors of Conquered Dawn, the warriors of Mandalore, will come in, swoop down, and quote unquote defeat these criminal invaders.
Mm-hmm.
Are seen as the saviors, and then they'll have the people behind them, which is essential to any takeover.
Yeah.
Um, and so that goes off without a hitch, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then once Satine's been deposed and um, she's basically allowed to like kind of run away, escape and run away to a certain degree, so she can call Kenobi for help before she is captured. Again,
Yeah.
all part of Maul's plan to like get Kenobi to come over. And doesn't like Kenobi kind of defy the orders to go there anyway, like the Jedi Council?
Yeah, because they're like, Kenobi, this is personal. And like he's calling you out. Like, this is not necessary. And he's like, Daddy, I love him. Like, that's what Kenobi is in
Yeah.
his head. Yoda, I love her. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so this to me, like, we're gonna look at this through the lens of Maul. It feels like at this point, like the beginning, we actually get to see Maul's plan really come into fruition. His long-term
Mhm.
goals here, because like his short-term goal is indeed kill Kenobi. First, make Kenobi's life miserable, then kill Kenobi.
Yes.
But then we're also seeing like kind of the longer game of like, okay, he's starting to build up ties in the criminal empire world. He's starting to connect with, the Pikes and the Black Sun, and um after Kenobi's called in, Maul is indeed betrayed, but we all expected that.
Yeah.
And what happens, Erin?
Are we to the big bad part?
Well, between Maul and Pre Vizsla, yeah. First that.
Oh, we're at that. No, you go ahead.
Okay, Erin wants to talk about the really bad part.
I that's what I'm focused on today.
So the
Unfortunately.
last bit here is that Maul, after like Pre Vizsla's like, we don't need you anymore. Basically, Maul and Savage are thrown in prison, and they meet the disgraced former prime minister who was last
Mm-hmm.
caught drugging children,
Mm-hmm.
um, and being corrupted and embezzling money, all that fun stuff. And basically, he's like, "Oh, you can be my figurehead puppet. Great. Last box checked." Him and Savage break out. They pull up back to the palace, and Maul challenges Pre Vizsla to one-on-one unarmed combat, or not unarmed combat, just one-on-one combat, and they fight dark saber versus lightsaber, and Maul wins and decapitates, kills Pre Vizsla right then and there, and that is when the first split in the Death Watch happen. So some Death Watch immediately are like, we're loyal to you, Maul, and then some go off with Satine's sister, the incredible I'm blanking.
Bo-Katan Kryze.
Bo-Katan, thank you. Which is important later. And so Maul now is, because he won this battle, the ruler of Mandalore, as
Yeah.
far as the people are concerned, or as far as the Mandalorians are concerned, and the ruler of Death Watch. And so now he's just gonna wait for Kenobi to show up, and Kenobi does show up. And what happens, Erin?
Well, Kenobi's like, I'll fight you. And Maul's like, I have your bitch. So tread lightly. And Kenobi's like, no, Satine. And I'm really dumbing it down because otherwise I'll get sad about it. But yeah, basically he's force choking her. Kenobi's, I don't remember the dialogue, but it's really sad. And then
Kenobi basically
Maul,
tells her like he would have left the Jedi Order had she asked, and like they expressed love for one another basically without directly saying it.
mhm.
And Maul then
impales her on the dark saber. Alex, when I told you at the top of this episode, I love you. When I told you at the top of this episode how I hadn't watched it and I didn't remember it, and you keep throwing it to me
Okay,
like
I'll
I'll
keep going. I don't want
know.
to keep talking by myself though. I'll keep going. I'll keep going. Maul basically then decides, instead of killing Obi-Wan then and there, he's going to murder Satine in front of him. So he impales Satine on the dark saber, drops her body, lets Obi-Wan run up to her and like hold her as she dies in his arms. there's just really emotional, and Maul just savors this sitting in the throne, and then has Kenobi thrown in prison where he plans to just have him rotting for the rest of his life.
Mhm.
Kenobi does eventually escape, and we're not gonna get too deep into that, but basically, Maul has now secured Mandalore. He's killed Satine. He is the ruler,
Mhm.
and we don't see him really again for a little while, until um,
Season
well,
7.
huh?
Season 7.
Well, actually, before we get to that, I forgot an episode.
Oh,
But
we're
Matthew,
not getting into that right now. We got to go back and
no, we
unpack what
have to
we were
get into
talking
that.
about.
That's part of
We
Maul's
will, but
story.
like,
No. Hear me. I don't think you know what I'm talking about. Hold on. Matthew, you're gonna have to cut this a little bit here. Sorry, but before this, so I'm gonna back up here. Maul has now full control of Mandalore. He's killed Satine. Obi-Wan has escaped, but is devastated. And the next thing we see is Palpatine, who has heard what has happened. Obviously, he's a Chancellor. He's been in contact with the Jedi. He hears that Maul has taken over Mandalore, and he puts on his evil Emperor robes, Sith Lord robes, and goes by himself personally to Mandalore and confronts Maul. And Maul is sitting there with Savage. He's like, I sense a presence I haven't felt since Master. And then Palpatine just fucking pulls up and just wrecks two Mandalorians with the flick of a freaking hand.
Mhm.
And he is basically like, you've survived your injuries. That's impressive. Too bad you've become a rival. And then basically throws Savage and Maul out this window, and Savage and Maul have to try and fight Palpatine, who dual wields lightsabers in an epic battle between the two of them, and successfully murder Savage. So Savage disappears into dust in front of Maul, and then Palpatine basically holds him at lightsaber point and is like, "I have plans for you."
Mhm.
And that's where we leave off until season 7, which came much later.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure Aaron remembers season 7.
I certainly remember that much better. I've watched it recently.
So Aaron can tell us all about what happens with Maul in season 7.
Yes, but I want to talk about what happened in season 5 a little
Oh,
bit
sure, let's do
more.
it.
First of all, Almac, Prime Minister Almac, coming back from the shadows, the guy that was sitting in jail for so long
After drugging children.
after drugging literal children, and he comes back and he becomes the puppet ruler for Maul. And so that's something we see later on in the series, but it's just so interesting how similar to the real world, people in politics can be at high points and then they can even be put in prison or charged with things. And then they can be brought back to a position of power. And it's all just the people manipulating behind the scenes and really it's interesting because Almec is a pawn and he's been a pawn, I feel for a long time. And so I just liked seeing him back in that capacity. I thought it was interesting. I loved Pre Vizsla in this. Motherfucker was savage. He was not the entire time he was making comments we're gonna kill these fuckers later.
And he really thought he could do it too. He expected to be able to kill Maul, who was like, bro, these idiots have nothing on me.
Maul's this is easy mode. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But really, what do we think about moving on to Satine and Obi-Wan? What importance does her death play in his character from here on out?
Well, in Maul's character, we're talk about Maul.
I'm talking about Obi-Wan.
We're talking about Maul, and we're not talking about the episodes. We're just talking about Maul, aren't we? Isn't this whole episode supposed to be about Maul? Have we lost the plot?
No, I fear we've had a grave miscommunication.
Oh.
When I said I wanted to cover the episodes about Maul, I meant I want to analyze them the way we do a normal episode, but just a little bit shorter and cover the appearances of Maul. And you thought I meant let's only talk about where Maul appears and nothing else, which is fine. But now I see why we've been fighting for the last 20 minutes.
I would have been gassing Obi-Wan up more. Okay, well, Obi-Wan is devastated.
I feel
Erin's
like we
looking at
need to
me like I'm
start
an
over or
idiot.
something. Like
What?
I said, I feel like we need to start over or something.
No, we got it. We got it. We're on
We
it.
got it. We're gonna
Um,
reel it in.
to answer
Go
your
back.
question, I would say that Obi-Wan's
You can just
character was
skip the question.
drastically changed by this. I think that like he understands Anakin a little bit more after this, honestly, because he understands he like was kind of hiding from his feelings of love, and then really got to face them and face this immense loss. It cements this. It continues to cement this tragic character arc that Obi-Wan has his entire freaking life. Of we already knew before this episode was ever released to the world that he lost his master, he lost Anakin, his brother, and his student. He lost all the Jedi that he was friends with in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
He lost, he died to Anakin one day. Like, it's just, this man just loses left and right. And then Lucas decides we're going to give him a love interest and kill her off by Maul, who everyone thought he killed as a fucking teenager. Come on.
In front of his eyes, mind you.
And let him hold her as she dies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Maul is on some demon shit for that. Like, I don't know what kind of CIA research Maul was doing to find out that Satine and Obi-Wan like had some contact and what little spies he sent out to learn that this was a thing so he could fucking destroy Obi-Wan. Like
Mm-hmm.
Maul is more obsessed than ever.
I mean, we even see, like, going into Rebels, like, he he keeps the dark saber in front of a shrine of like a painting of Satine that was hanging in the royal palace that he like scratched the eyes out of. Like his hatred for Obi-Wan spread to Satine, and like he was very proud of killing her.
Yeah.
Um and it's just like this deepens the I think that like before this it was a bit one-sided of like, Obi-Wan had bested Maul so many times. Like he never
Mhm.
really got one up on Obi-Wan at any point, besides, obviously killing Qui-Gon. But like in his
Yes.
mind, Obi-Wan had settled that by killing him, and then he was alive again. And so now Maul is back, and he's now killed Obi-Wan's master and the love of his life. If Obi-Wan had like an actual like nemesis, now it might be Maul. Like Maul was just a thorn. Now he's like a gaping wound.
Yeah. Now he's made himself more of a like he's put himself into Kenobi's memory, into his brain.
Hmm. Hmm.
When before that, Kenobi had not a single thought or fuck to give about Maul.
Nah, I cared about Grievous, and that was it. Even
Right.
then, I think Grievous was more obsessed with Obi-Wan than Obi-Wan was with Grievous. But
Yeah, yeah,
everyone's obsessed with
exactly.
Obi-Wan.
Well, yeah, he's just a popular guy.
Obi-Wan just wants to
Um,
collect samples of brain-eating worms and study them in his little lab. Um,
yeah,
it was a deep,
exactly.
deep cut.
I know
Sorry.
exactly what you're talking
I
about. It
know, I
just
know,
caught
I
me
know, I
off
know, I
guard.
know.
Um, I think something that's so interesting because it's only like 2 or 3 episodes, right? That covers like Maul on Mandalore and the whole crime lord thing, but
Yeah.
in a matter of like what we are to assume weeks, if not a few months, Maul becomes like basically the head of the crime syndicates. He gets the most dangerous warriors known, just lore wise. The Mandalorians are some of the most dangerous warriors
To
known for
follow
killing
him,
Jedi.
yeah.
He got them on his side. And then he fucking takes over a planet and kills his lover's lover,
Who also happens to be the leader of that planet.
who also happens to be the leader of that planet. Like he is on such a high right now. And I'm glad that you brought up the scene at the end because I'd kind of forgotten that's where that scene fit. I knew about the scene. But
Yeah,
yeah, Maul is on this absolute high. He's like, basically, I own the world for the first time ever because Maul's always been beat down.
yeah.
He's
He's like,
been,
I won.
yeah, like he's been grasping for power or some sense of control this entire time. And now he has that shit. And then immediately just gets bitch slapped.
Within like a day, not even. Like
Yeah.
for 1 second, Maul had a brother slash apprentice. He had absolute power.
Mm-hmm.
He had everything.
Everything.
And then Palpatine came and said, "Reality check, motherfucker. I am the only one who can rule everything.
Yeah, he got his shit fried.
But like Palpatine leaves him alive. Um, in my belief, he leaves him alive to like continue to stir up the crime families and cause more chaos in the galaxy. For two reasons. One, I think that Palpatine's like, if you do this and then I need to quash you later, it will show that I'm strong and restore order and the Jedi are failing. Also, it would divide the Jedi's attention.
Hmm.
And it will erode further trust in the Jedi if the crime lords are going crazy. If the crime families are just doing whatever they want, normally the Jedi would keep them in check, but they're fighting a war. So people will be like, well, why aren't the Jedi doing what they're supposed to be doing and actually, like, taking care of peace on the planets? Instead, they're acting as generals. And
Hmm.
it just further goes into his plan. So he uses Maul as a pawn by allowing him to run free and rule these crime families in order to sow chaos so his evil little empire can take off.
Yeah, for sure.
But seeing Savage die was pretty sad.
It was sad. And
In
I've
the,
been on record, I
yeah,
don't remember if you were there, but he is one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars. I
I
think he's
remember,
a
yeah.
very interesting character. And very tragic, really. Even
Hmm.
like this end, it's so horrible. It's so
Hmm.
sad. He, as the original Savage we got to know, he was kind, he was powerful, he was protective of the people he loved. Um,
He had a brother.
he had a brother, yeah, and he risked his life to save his brother and just wanted to keep his brother safe. And then was turned into a monster that killed that brother without a second thought. And then has just been abused and misused
And
and shot by
abandoned and
lightning
abused
and
and had
abandoned,
his leg broken and arm cut off and paled
arm cut off. Yep.
and then just killed. And like killed and like no body left behind, turned to dust by like some Dathomir witch magic.
Oh yeah, cuz like
Palpatine stabs him and he just like turns into mist, basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um and so like Savage really did have a tragic little storyline.
Mhm.
And it left Maul, but it like did more to like make Maul go just psycho, you know. But I think that after Savage was killed, we see like Maul really take on this loner phase of like I'm a loner, but I still want like that. I still want an apprentice, and we see that with his attempts to turn Ahsoka, with his attempts to turn Ezra, left and right. He's like, "Be my apprentice, be my apprentice, be my apprentice,"
Mhm.
and he
Join
actually
me.
gets an apprentice in the upcoming Maul show. And I'm really excited to see that and see
Yeah.
how like his loss of Savage. The last time we saw him train anyone was Savage, and
Yeah.
so like how did he learn from that, and how does he grow into training this next Sith apprentice?
Mhm. Sorry, I was echoing, so I started just like not talking. But I think it's better now.
Do you have thoughts?
Yes, no, I definitely think it'll be interesting to see him take on mentorship again and see if he approaches it differently. Because I feel like with Savage, I mean, he when it started, he was kind of okay with the idea of brothers. It took like, well, an episode for him to be like, no, 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 apprentice. And so it'll be interesting going at this where it is someone with a much larger age gap. Like this is a Padawan to Jedi Knight ratio, basically, from what I can tell. From the trailer for Maul Shadow Lord. It'll be interesting how he approaches that and it being like a woman rather than a beast. Um, and yeah, I wonder if he'll be damaged by any of that and just how much loss he's already had. I wonder if there's, I don't know, I guess. I'm excited to see how it turns out, but I think that losing Savage will probably impact his
Mhm.
play from here on out.
I agree, and I think that I don't know. I think that like these episodes are really essential to seeing where he's going in general.
Mhm.
And it really also like it dictates a lot about Obi-Wan's story, a lot about Bo-Katan's story, a lot about Maul's story. Like a lot of the current content we are getting, whether it be the Kenobi series that came out a few years ago, Mandalorian with Bo-Katan coming back, the Dark Saber lore, um, just Mandalore in general, Maul, like, all of these storylines, a lot of them have a very large like emotional and lore backing writing from these few episodes.
Yeah. It's really cool. I love to see it as a hardcore Clone Wars stan and nerd and freak and kid. I'm just so happy to see it.
Stan, kid, freak. You heard it here first. Heard it here first, folks.
And nerd. You missed
And
that.
nerd. I have missed that one. Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to get into season 7 or should we stick with season 5?
I mean, do you have time?
Oh, a little bit of time.
If we only talk about Maul, I think we could do it.
You want to talk about the final episodes of all of Clone Wars and only talk about Maul?
Well, obviously, we'll talk about them again another time. You know what? Yeah, we should just call it probably.
I just believe that like it will be better if we get to really dig into Maul plus Ahsoka plus Anakin plus Obi-Wan.
No, I agree. And I feel like Matthew would like to be there for that probably.
Yeah, and we've gone a little all
Or
over the
maybe not,
place.
but
Again, we'll see if this episode ever sees the light of day, or if it was just a 30-minute Aaron and Alex yapping session.
it might be, but we tried our darndest.
Did you watch the trailer for Mandalorian?
I did, yes.
Should we bonus content that?
Sure. But first, can I actually tell you something very funny Maul related?
Sure.
Yesterday, I was at clinical because I'm in nursing school and I was taking my meal break, and there were 2 other students in there from my group.
Okay.
And I, had to go because Matthew's gone today. I mentioned earlier that I kind of did the setup for the streaming service, whatever, recording. I don't know. But Matthew had done like a video chat with me last night while I was at clinical on my break to try and like explain things. So I came back in and I explained, oh yeah, I'm doing a Star Wars podcast, blah, blah, blah. And we're covering like Darth Maul. And the girl was like, I thought Maul was dead.
Oh.
And this other guy was like, I thought he was dead too. And I was like,
Oh.
y'all ain't even ready. So I'm honestly really excited for the people out there who still think that. And although they will be confused, a quick Google will, answer your questions if you just want to watch the new show.
But you should rewatch the Clone Wars.
Well, of course.
If you're a Star Wars fan, y'all, I'm sorry, y'all running out of excuses at this point.
Alex, imagine this. You loved Maul in The Phantom Menace. You're not a cartoon person. You don't like cartoons very much. They just don't.
I can't imagine that, but continue.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you loved The Phantom Menace and Darth Maul was your favorite character. You just loved his weapons. You loved the face tattoos. You were like, yes. And then he died. And I know I said all of that very slay, but imagine you're a child, right? And then your parents don't let you watch the Clone Wars. You watch all that when you're a child. You're like, he's the coolest. He's so cool. And then he dies. And your parents don't let you watch the Clone Wars. And you grow up and you kind of fall out of being in love with Star Wars. And at some point, you see a trailer while you're watching TV. And it's for a new show about Maul. And you go, I thought he was fucking dead.
If you fit this description, you have won a lottery.
Yes, there's just a Star Wars awakening. Like I'm excited for those people. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm excited.
Say that The Force Awakened? Erin's face turned to just pure disgust, y'all.
Yes, I hope the Force is awakened within them.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, and it's gonna be very exciting for everyone. It's very exciting for me, who's known Maul is alive this whole time.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
But thank you for listening, y'all. I'm sorry. Well, honestly, I'm not really sorry. When you get an Aaron Alex episode, it's always just chaotic. So y'all know what you're getting into at this point.
I think this is much worse this time, but
no, yeah. it was arguably horrible, but it was very fun to record on anyway. So we're gonna have a little bonus content for y'all. For members, stick around, and we're gonna discuss the official trailer that just dropped a few days ago for what?
Don't tell them what the bonus is. That's the secret part.
No, it's not. We tell them what the bonus is, and that encourages people to watch the show or to subscribe.
Okay, my bad. Run it back then.
Members, stick around. We have some bonus content for you. we will be discussing the Mandalorian Grogu trailer for a little bit. But until next time, in honor of Matthew, we have spoken. In honor of myself, I guess. Stay classy, Concord Dawn.
I was expecting Kenobi. I know it's not from that
Why am I
episode we
here
covered.
indeed? Okay, pause.
Pause.
Welcome back,
Wait,
members. Oh, hi.
I thought you were making me pause. Sorry. There's a new trailer as of 2 days ago?
2 or 3 days ago, yeah.
Okay, because I have not seen that.
Then maybe we won't do bonus content.
Well, you can tell me about it, or we can wait 3 minutes and I'll watch it and then we talk about it.
What time is it? I have to go in 7 minutes. So can you
Okay.
watch it in 3 minutes and then we record on it in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put it in like 1.5 speed.
Okay. I know exactly what part you're seeing right now, too. Yeah. We're still live, too. This is incredible.
Okay, wow.
Did you freak out when you saw our favorite bounty hunter on screen?
Embo! Holy shit!
Okay, let's calm
Oh!
down. Hold on. Will you be willing to just to quickly describe the trailer?
Okay, so I did watch it in like 1.35 speed, but basically,
Wait. Welcome back to all of our lovely subscribers. Thanks for sticking around. We're going to discuss the brand new, well, a few days ago, brand new trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, the official trailer. Erin just watched it at like 1.35 speed, and I got to watch her geek the fuck out at multiple moments. Erin, tell me what you saw.
okay, so many cool things. So first, I mean, just some like cool Mando and Grogu stuff. Some explosions, a hallway scene, the end of a hallway scene that seems very cool.
That's the hallway scene they showed as a celebration. It is very cool.
Right. Okay, so yeah, it's like he's hunting, he's looking for a hut, and everyone's like, fuck that. We don't fuck with the huts. Was my understanding. The informants won't talk to him. So then he's trying to hunt down bad guys based on a deck of some sorts, like a card deck. Not sure about that, but that's very interesting. And then also they're going after the remnants of the Empire because they're trying to prevent another war. And that's where Sigourney Weaver and Garazeb Aurelius come in. But also Embo's there.
For those who don't remember, he is the bounty hunter in the Clone Wars. He's like the green skinned guy who has the hat that he throws like a frisbee.
And he often has a wolf dog with him. We
Yeah.
recently covered the box episode. Did you
Yeah,
do
so he was in
that?
the box episode.
Yeah.
Yep. He's super cool. But yeah, Aaron kind of touched a little bit on things, but basically, from my understanding of all the different things I've seen is that Mando is basically being employed by the New Republic. He was recruited by all his different buddies he's met over the way along the way to assist in kind of clearing out, like Aaron said, the remnants of the old empire, as well as some different crime lords and trying to take care of just like different things. I believe that deck is kind of like a list of just like enemies of the Republic, potential threats. So
Oh, okay.
Sigourney Weaver is like his direct, personally directly reports to, and she's kind of giving him assignments. And so we see them hunting all sorts of different creatures, and the Rata the Hutt, aka Stinky from the Clone Wars movie. We see Mando battling him in a wrestling rink.
Which is crazy.
And so yeah, we don't get a ton of information, which I actually prefer in a trailer. We know what the
Same.
main plot's going to be, but we kind of get an idea of he's hunting different people. And we do see him come face to face with um, you know, Zeb and what's his name?
Embo?
Embo, thank you. And just all sorts of different creatures and individuals. And so, you know, I overall think I'm very excited about this movie. It's the first time Star Wars come back to the big screen in a long time. I'm a teeny tiny bit concerned. Some of the CGI looks a little rough. Um,
We'll find out.
maybe they'll touch it up before the movie comes out.
Yeah.
But some of the CGI looks very good, and I'm just excited to see Embo in a live screen. I'm also very excited to see live action Zeb. Getting to hear him say a line. We've only seen flashes of him running around on the trailer, but like
Mhm.
him fighting is gonna be freaking epic.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if we saw other individuals, like if Ahsoka made an appearance or other people from the Ghost Crew.
Well,
Whether it's
Ahsoka's trapped on another planet in
But
another
what would we know
galaxy.
when this movie takes place though? Is she trapped there right now, or does this take place before that happened? I
I
don't
suppose
know.
I don't know, so we'll find out.
So like, it's possible it's taking place while that's happening, and like, Ahsoka season two could help link these things. Maybe Mando somehow is involved. I don't know. A lot of unanswered questions, but we do get to see Grogu, a lot more competent, helping out, wearing his little armor, swimming, jumping around.
Mhm.
Him and Mando are very much like a fighting force now. It's just not like Mando protecting Grogu.
Yeah. But still, Mando has a monologue about, I will always protect him
Yeah, yeah.
because he's a dad.
He's a dad, and we see like Embo takes off Mando's helmet. Mando's like has his helmet taken off multiple times. Like you see Pedro's face, Din's face, um, and I don't know. It feels like a lot of the rules that he was following are kind of out the window, and he's going to be playing by a completely different set of rules. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to see where they take this. Fighting the Empire, fighting crime wars, fighting Huts, all these crazy little adventures. It's just gonna be a fucking space adventure.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I had a friend who she enjoys Star Wars movies because she enjoys like action movies, like she likes Marvel and stuff, but she's not like a Star Wars nerd. She told me she's like,
Mm.
"Yeah, I saw the trailer. It looks boring." I was like, "What the fuck
It
is
looks like an
wrong with you?"
adventure to me. Well,
I was like,
everyone's like,
"Bro, I mean," she's like, "But what's the plot?" And I was like, "Well, you're not supposed to know the main plot from the
yeah.
trailer. Like, it's just like showing you some of the cool parts. Like, don't hate on it." She goes, "I don't think I could ever see Pedro as a dad." And I was like,
He is zaddy, but okay.
"The Last of Us?"
Yeah, facts. Just see season two of that, but yeah, Patriot Plate's a great dad. I don't know.
Yeah, plays a great dad.
But yeah, I think this movie's gonna be incredible.
Me too. I'm excited. And I'm going to make that friend go see it, by the way.
As you should.
She's
As you
required.
should.
Mhm.
All right, friends. Thanks for following along for this chaotic adventure. I hope you
Yes.
had some fun. We sure did. And until next time, stay
Yeah.
classy, Mandalorians of all ages and sizes.
This is the way.
This is the way. Electric. Do you know how to stop the recording now?
Electric.